What's up, guys? We got a U-Haul that we gotta go pick up, so I figured I'd bring you guys along for a ride. We just got the DJI Osmo Action 4, and I figured I'd bring it with me to play around a little bit and see how it does. Seems like the truck is leaking transmission fluid. Should be a 17-foot box truck. We gotta go pick this thing up and bring it to the customer's house. They have a couple of things inside of it still that they have to unload, and then tow it to one of the U-Haul facilities. So stick around for the ride. I'll see you in a bit. What's up, folks? So we're about 2 minutes away from pulling up to the pickup address for this U-Haul. See what we got going on when we pull up. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. I'm not used to this whole video and recording myself while I'm working, so I might fumble the camera around a little bit and not have really a good location or a good mount at the moment, but I'm willing to work with what I have at the moment. That's U-Haul right now. Mateo's towing. We're 1 minute away. Thank you. Bye. Customer's waiting on us to pick the truck up. He still has some of his belongings inside of the truck. We have to tow it to his home. He's got to unload the truck, and then we're able to tow it to the U-Haul facility. Hopefully this truck's at least in a decent spot, because the area that we're in is a pretty tight area. So let's see where this truck is parked. Some room to work with. Let's hope that the truck can back up. At least it's pulled up right behind another vehicle. Let's jump out and see what we got going on. Keys should be in the truck. They said it was leaking transmission fluid, so we'll have to take a look. Yeah, leaking transmission fluid.
Get my tow book out. Let's see if we can get this thing backed up. Dropped you guys. Just gotta back this thing up far enough where I could pick it up from the front tires. It's having a whole bunch of electrical issues and stuff. That should be good enough. mile away from this guy's house. It's unfortunate for him. So I'll pull the drive shaft off once I get to his house, because I'm gonna have to unload the truck at his house so he could tow it. I mean, take all his belongings out of it. He was in the middle of moving. And once he does that, then I'll load it back on the truck, take the drive shaft out.
We're only a few minutes away from this guy's house. So instead of pulling the drive shaft right now, I'm taking a chance of the truck rolling around or moving while they're unloading their furniture out of the back. They're a couple of minutes right up the road. Maybe 1 mile, not even. And it's all back streets. For some reason the GPS was acting up. Nice easy ride to this customer's house. Let them unload their stuff out of the back of the truck. One thing that always worries me whenever I pick these U-Hauls up is their belongings in the back of the truck. If they're not strapped down correctly, and now we're picking it up with the wrecker, and it's getting tilted up on an incline a little bit, I just always cross my fingers and hope that, you know, none of their stuff is going to get damaged. Wrecker's not as bad as loading it up on a rollback. Loading it up on a rollback, forget about it. All this stuff might come sliding to the back of the box. So hopefully they don't have too many things. And even if they do, I don't have anything else going on at the moment. So it's alright. I don't mind hanging out for a little bit. Small box truck, they can't have that much stuff in it. The sun is really bright right now. Sun's coming down, sun's setting. Beautiful day out though. 78 degrees. Not humid. Nice and cool. These are some extremely tight roads. Everybody's out of work. Out of all these restaurants enjoying dinner. greatest either. That's Raleigh for you. We are a couple of blocks away from this customer's house, folks. It looks like it was one of the transmission lines, either that or a transmission cooler that blew. Hopefully the guy didn't drive it too long without transmission fluid. I had to back it up just a little tiny bit, and it barely even wanted to move. That transmission was slipping. So hopefully he pulled over in time and didn't smoke the transmission in the truck. Got an exhaust brake right now either because my turbo actuator is not working. Actually, the other day I almost got stranded because of the turbo actuator malfunctioning. My exhaust brake was on and the turbo actuator acted up, and it kept my exhaust brake on the entire time, even while you were accelerating. And that was not good. I had to pull over, shut the truck down, in hopes that it would reset itself. The sun is so bright. And luckily it did. I shut it down, pulled over, shut it down, opened the door, closed the door, locked it, unlocked it, and believe it or not, I was lucky it reset itself. And I was able to get the exhaust brake turned off and finish the job I was on. It was a PD call, rotation I was picking up. Thankfully, I had already picked it up and I was on my way back to the yard. Since then, I just made sure that I don't even touch that exhaust brake button. I'm waiting for that actuator to come in. Hopefully knock it out over the weekend. Shouldn't be more than maybe a 1 or 2 hour job. The only thing it seems like it's going to have to do a recalibration or a relearn on the turbo actuator. From what I've been reading, you got to drain all the coolant out of the system before you even remove the actuator. If you don't do that, there's a pretty big chance of coolant going down the wrong passage and getting into the top of your pistons. And then when you go to crank it up after you're done with the job, you can end up bending some rods and you'll end up needing a motor. So I'm going to make sure I do things the right way. Flush the coolant out before I even remove the actuator. And then before you could install the new actuator, there's a procedure that you have to go through to do a relearn on it for the new actuator. So let's hope my scan tool can do that. And I might even do a little video of that job. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, we're pulling up to the customer's house. I'm gonna unload this truck, drop it, let them pull their furniture out or whatever they have in the back. And I'll get back with you folks once they're done. Get this drive shaft pulled out. I'll see you in a few.
Should have brought you guys with me before to watch, but I'm still here. So I'll put you guys down here. Pretty much removing the drive shaft bolts. Sprayed them with PB Blaster first, just to make sure and get them broken loose, because these things look like they haven't been touched in ages. Obviously, the truck is on the wheel lift, it's strapped down, it's got a safety chain on it. These bolts are so rusty. Such a snug fit because of how much rust these bolts have. Come on, baby. Bring my electric impact, but one thing I did forget is my swivel, so the gun's hitting the drive shaft, so I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. No big deal. No big deal, folks. Go get a strap to put on this drive shaft. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see.
most of you guys out there aren't doing this and just wheel lifting it in neutral. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. That's honestly easy peasy. And guess what? You could charge them for a drive shaft removal and install. And you're doing things the right way. Who would have known? Who would have known? Just like that, folks. Reposition this a little bit. Like that. I got another beautiful strap. To hold it in. Doesn't come sliding out. Get me a set of those retractable straps that Casey Liddell has. Those fancy straps. If anybody knows where to get those straps, please leave a comment below.
the bolts, keep them in the rag, put them inside the truck. And the cup holder, so you don't lose them. And now I finally get the crow out from under the truck. In case anybody's wondering, 12mm 12-point socket is what you use on these Ford U-Haul trucks to pull the drive shaft. I carry around a little Craftsman kit that's got a lot of 12-point and 6-point sockets. Yes, I should really be using impact sockets, but I like using chrome sockets for drive shafts. It gives you better clearance. They're not as fat and stubby, and it gives you room to work with. Whereas the impact sockets, they take up a lot of room. Some of these drive shafts are really tight. So work with what you got, folks. I had to take off my shirt, as all of you can see. Drive shaft bolts in the cup holder. Don't forget those later. Sam Park. I can pull the key out. Put my handy-dandy tow light on. We're ready to go, folks. I'll see you at the drop-off. Alright, folks, we're back at the drop. We're not back at the drop, but I'm back at the drop. I've been here multiple times already. See how that drive shaft held up? Nice. Let me unload this thing, and then I'll show you guys real quick. My battery's about to die. Hopefully I have enough battery to show you guys the install of the drive shaft again. I'm on 4%. Alright, folks. that, easy peasy. Always start them by hand, and then once you got them started by hand, you go ahead and run them up, and that's pretty much it.